All right, here we go. Well, good morning, everybody, from Cow Creek Trailhead. This is Dave with Nomadic e-biking adventures. And today is December 1st, 2025. And it's 10:31 a.m. and we're on the Central Florida Rail Trail. I've been on this one about 6 months ago, and I think from this one we're gonna take a highway bike lane into Edgewater. That's where we're located, Edgewater, Florida. And one thing I couldn't understand was that let me see if I can get a this looks like a good shot for a drone. We're going to come back on this bridge when we complete our loop, but let me do a quick drone shot. Yeah, so today a lot of people are calling this the first day of winter, but officially the first day of winter isn't until the 21st. So let me know if you know why they keep on calling December 1st the first day of winter. It doesn't feel like winter around here. 73 degrees I think I saw, and we're gonna take this pathway. It's a nice little pathway going this way for a while till we get into Edgewood, and then we're gonna hook up with the far north end of this Central Florida Rail Trail, and then come back to the parking lot. It should be about 17 to 20 miles, give or take. This is the first time I've been on this portion of the trail. Now this one isn't, I don't think it's called, it's part of the Central Florida Rail Trail. It's, I don't know, this is Indian something road, so we're just going to call it that. But we're going to take this into Edgewater and then turn north and then hook up with the rail trail from the north end and come back. Because last time we took the rail trail, we stayed on the trail, went all the way front, and then we just doubled back. So this kind of opens it up for a little bit nicer. So we're at our house sit, not too far from here, about a 10-minute drive. as you saw, the future weather is looking very nice. Upper 70s, the low 80s, and then it's going to cool down for a little bit. But this is wintertime in Florida. I believe this path is going to end, and then we're going to have to jump out on the roadway. There's a nice bike lane, a little bit wider than what's on here right now, but looks like we're kind of getting into a headwind here. Well, I took a couple days off for Thanksgiving weekend. I did get my extendo stick to retrieve my 2 drones that are stranded on top of a tree in Margaritaville. And I stretched it out, and from the ground up, it should be right around 45 to 50 feet. And then I can probably raise the whole thing up to gain another 6 feet. I'm hoping that's going to be tall enough. Like these poles here, I believe are 50 footers. So it should reach. But we won't know until after Christmas. We're not scheduled to be back into the Margaritaville subdivision for a house sit until December 27th. This is State Highway 442, it looks like, also known as, I believe, Indian Creek Road. This first section going east and then north and then west to the start of the Florida Central Rail Trail, I believe was about 7 miles. And then going back to the parking lot about 5 miles. This is where the bike lane path ends, and then we're going to be getting on the roadway. Boulevard, that's what it's called. Indian River Boulevard. We're going to be at this house sitting for about 2 weeks. We'll probably be taking off from that Cow Creek trailhead several times going in different directions. And then further down, I think we'll be going out of the Maytown trailhead, if you're familiar with that. It's part of the Coast to Coast trail going across Florida. It's made up out of several bike trails connected together, so you can basically go from the Atlantic coast all the way to the Gulf of America. I don't think I'll ever do it, but you know, there are people that have done it in the past. Most of them look like they can be biking all day, but it's like a 2-day trip to go across. So I'm watching a house. The homeowner's on a cruise right now. It's kind of an interesting story with them that she and her husband that just passed away this past year were circus performers all their life. He was a head, I guess you could call it a head twirler, and she was a hand twirler. And they had at one time 3 little white fluffy dogs that were circus performers. And 2 of them have since died. And I'm watching the 3rd. Now get this. It's 19 years old. I believe in dog years, that's like 133 years old. The dog has lost, I think it's vision, and hearing is bad. But she still eats a good meal 3 times a day. And sleeps probably, I would say about 90% of the day, she said. So I do have another sit planned early next year. And she says, regardless if the dog is here or not, you're welcome to come and stay and house sit without a pet, if she decides that she's had enough time on this earth. So the other thing that she had told me, she says that just in case the dog passes away while she's gone, to just wrap her up in a plastic bag and put her in the freezer. I said, okay. I've never had that happen before yet. I've had dogs pass away and while I'm sitting. But and this one's small enough, it's just a little toy dog. I don't know if it's like a toy poodle or it's not that big. It's only like about 5 pounds. So this is the start of my 3rd day there. I came in a day early. She offered to let me come in early so I didn't have to pay for a hotel, which is really nice of her. She offered at the end of the stay, if I didn't have a house sit lined up, to stay there. And you know, but As it turned out, I just picked up a house sit. Right after this one ends. So we should be pretty good. Okay, we're coming up the US Highway 1. I want to keep on going straight, so I'm going to veer into the bike lane here. A lot of people like to blow red lights all the time, I guess. Bike lane ends. I could go on US 1. I believe there is a bike lane that runs along there. But I'm going to go down just a little bit, another block, and then turn left. Should be a little bit less crowded than US 1. Turning left up here. So just to the left or the right of me is the intercoastal waterway. We're not too far from the beaches. Well, we would have to go on one of the major intercoastal bridges to get over to the beach side. We may do that if we get bored with regular trails here. But right now I don't have plans to go to beach side. So all you other people that have been shoveling snow from the recent snowstorms, 2 storms already in 1 week, I feel your pain. I lived up there in Milwaukee, born and raised up there. I was actually born back in 1960 in a snowstorm. And it was a snowstorm that my mom kept the local paper for a keepsake, and I woke her up at 2 in the morning to be born, and they ended up having to follow a snowplow into downtown Milwaukee. And at that time, before I even got to the hospital, there was about 6 inches of snow. And then I was born, and it still was snowing. And then it stopped, and the newspaper that she saved the headlines on it was largest snowfall in recent history. 13.5 inches of snow fell. And usually what happens up there after the snowfall, the wind picks up out of the northwest, and the temperature plummets. So when I left the hospital, it was below zero. So my mom always jokes that I was brought home with 4 rosy cheeks. But I stayed in Wisconsin probably to my 30s before I had enough and ended up going down to Texas. It's the Intercoastal Highway. Way in the distance you can see the beach, all the high-rise condos and whatnot. Like a little park or something. Bernard and May Park. Another e-biker coming. He's got all this fishing gear. Over there, more for people launching their boats. The city of Edgewater. old jalopy. I'm not a car buff, but I think that's like a, I don't know, 57 something. Volusia. Alright, well there is where we need to get across somewhere. We're going to go right across this way. My old bucket truck. My old bucket truck. That's a big one. Of course, they are so paranoid with all the shit they carry. They're overweight half the time. Alright, let's see what we got to do here. I think we're going to be going on the street. Going on the street to the west. And then I think we may have to I think there's a bike lane here. Yeah. So we're going to take this just maybe less than a mile, and then we'll be hooking up with the Central Florida. Look at, you got a road crew, railroad crew, maintenance crew. Oh, this sidewalk's nice and wide. New Smyrna Beach Middle School. So this is where we need to get over to the other side. After this car, I think I can get over there. Daytona State College. Now this is the start of, take a zoom.
10 meters. Droney. 3, 2, 1.
Now, before we do this, I wanted to do a follow me. There's a pretty neat bridge that goes along here. So we're gonna change my battery out because we're down to 1 or 2 bars left. Yeah, I want to follow get my app running here for a second. So many damn functions you got to go through just to get this app online. And then half the time it doesn't connect. And I'm just gonna, of course it would help if I turn the thing on after I replace the battery. There it goes.
Walk, boomerang. 20 meters. Boomer. Follow. Bar. Follow. 3, 2, 1.
Now it's connected. This end of the trail isn't used that much, but occasionally you'll find somebody walking or biking on here. But just shortly up ahead here is a pretty neat boardwalk. There's the boardwalk. Just gotta watch out for low-hanging branches. I kind of veer off away from them, and the DJI Neo will follow where I go. So that's kind of neat. Morning. Another boardwalk. Uh-oh. Yeah, it hit that branch. Yeah, that branch was kind of low. Hold on 1 second. All right, here we go. So this now is the northern end of the Central Florida Rail Trail. Like I say, not too many people use this because it kind of dead ends where we started. So you would have to connect with the streets. Interested to see what's coming up on the left here, because last time I was here they had a lot of construction equipment going through the area. It's like they were, well, they still got it all fenced off, it looks like. What they're building, but it's a pretty big complex. That's another parking spot. And here's the trail. It goes to a city park there, but this also goes on the trail this way. Transient people around here. Oh, there goes my GoPro. All right, be right back. Morning. This is one of the most dangerous crossings here. This roadway here, Old Mission Road, seems to be pretty busy. Alright. Morning. Somebody's decorating that evergreen tree. Got little box ornaments on it. Well, I got one bar left on this battery, and I believe I should be able to make it back. Before we go over the bridge. Generally, I know how many miles I can get out of my batteries, and it's been pretty consistent. Of course, we've had a little bit of a headwind today. This last bar should give me 5 miles, which should be plenty for this one, but we're just sitting at 11 miles right now. 5 miles. 16, so it's being a little bit less. Yeah, about 6 months ago I was on this trail and the temperatures were in the 90s. It's a long way. I think I'm gonna switch out my battery here. See the bridge way up there, but this looks like a good spot to change it out. Be right back. We're gonna go back around, give you the view with the bike. We just came back with the Neo. To the right there, that's where we took Indian River Trail. That's going back over. Those are the two people that we passed up earlier, and I saw them coming along the highway, so I was wondering why they took it that way. But I'm going back to the other way. Give them a chance to get up that hill.
Droney. 10 meters. Droney. 3, 2, 1.
Morning. Everybody looks like, what the hell is he doing? All right, I want to see if we can get another shot going this way. Alright, I need to see if there's a crossover up here. I think this trail ends. Yep, so we gotta get back out on the road. Right, coming up to the car. That's a nice little trail. Tomorrow we're going to take it the other way, keep on going to the south. I think that one's going to be about 17 miles, but yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this one. Appreciate you coming along for the ride today, and until next time, adios.